Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Starbucks, powered by Chris Gates Fitness. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have, of course, Jim Rosati. Jim, not only happy Monday, but happy off season.
Yeah, happy off season. Oh, it's bittersweet, right? I mean, the season wasn't what we expected, but whenever you go into the off season, and I mean, there's still a few games left to play, but when you go into the off season, everybody's back to 0-0 at that point. So we're real close to being tied for first place at 0-0.
There you go. Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. I guess once we get by these playoffs for the real teams playing that aren't 0-0 currently. Yeah, it's time. It's like you said, bittersweet is definitely the best way to put it. It seems like it's, well, more this year. A lot of other times it's been very sweet. Like 2021, 2022. It was very sweet to be over. But at any rate, all times, it's baseball. The season's done. I mean, we're here because we want baseball. We like baseball. We talk about baseball. So, the season being present is a good thing. But right, like this season just wasn't really what we expected. Maybe what we expected, not what we hoped.
It was still, I mean, it wasn't. I expected more than this. I expected at least
did.
some of the offensive bats to take some sort of step forward, and it just never happened.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a disappointing season. That's for sure. But I'll tell you what, before we do go any further here, Jim, let me tell you all about BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 Make It contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today, get on the action. Bet online, the game starts here. So, yeah, I guess where do you want to start? Like we have quite a bit, quite a bit to talk about, but not a whole lot. Keep it kind of general. We have, hey, IKF, Isiah Kiner-Falefa was supposed to get a bonus if he had 4 plate appearances. That blew up a little bit yesterday.
Isn't that wild,
Jim?
Isn't that wild though? In the matter of 6 days, twice the Pirates cut someone short 4 plate appearances shy of a performance bonus. And again, we can argue the merits of it or whether or not it's like we're not even saying I'm not even here to argue they deserve it, they don't deserve it, whatnot. It's just incredible that like the Rowdy situation was last week, and then immediately, not even a week later, the exact same situation pops up with Isiah Kiner-Falefa. And for those who aren't familiar, Isiah Kiner-Falefa was 4 plate appearances shy of a $250,000 incentive bonus. And he wasn't in the starting lineup the last game of the year. And apparently, whenever they made the lineups, Derek Shelton wasn't aware of this incentive and that he was this close. So, like, lineups were posted. Apparently, like an hour before the game, like someone realized, someone finally realized this, like an hour before the game, after lineups were posted. And then they call IKF into the office, have a conversation with him. He's like, "Hey, I wasn't aware that this was happening. Do you want to play?" And IKF was basically like, "No, you told me I wasn't playing. There's a chance for the younger guys to play," and so he missed his incentive. So yeah, it's just a wild story, because you would think that they'd maybe be a little bit more hyper focused on stuff like that because they just got so much backlash less than a week ago. But yeah, wild.
Yeah. There's just like so many things I want to say about this, because you nailed it. I mean, you just had this incident less than a week ago. I'm sure everyone was aware about the Rowdy stuff. It was national news. That thing blew up. That had many legs to it. You can't tell me nobody in that front office of the Pittsburgh Pirates had any idea about the Rowdy situation. I mean, of course, they were also asked about it. So this should be in the forefront. This has already happened. After that had happened, you almost should be sifting through a comb, being like, hey, just give us a reminder. Just let us know, like, who else has incentives. We should probably know that right now. You should know it anyways. But at that point of time, you should absolutely probably know it, because do we want to have another situation? If so, like, and here's the thing too, if so, we should probably prepare for it. We know we're gonna get this backlash. So if we are gonna have the balls to do this again, let's make sure our PR side's ready and prepared. They apparently don't do that. They're still ignorant to this existing. Derek Shelton has no idea this incentive that is there, that these 4 plate appearances matter. Uh, so like I kind of put it this way. If he was ignorant to this and he didn't know, which also, like, it wasn't their team that gave the contract, it was the Blue Jays. So there's a little bit of understanding there, right? Um, Again, you should sift through that contract. You should know what you're getting into. But at the same time, they didn't make the contract. Derek Shelton didn't know, whatever. He wrote the card the night before. Status quo, right? IKF was in the lineup. Not saying no big deal, but I understand that part. When you find out, going to him to ask him if he wants to be in, that's tough. And that's what I was saying yesterday. So, like, I'm glad this kind of, like, confirmed. Alex wrote an article that all the beat writers asked them, right? I'm glad they kind of confirmed this. But yeah, it was that Derek Shelton went and asked IKF. At that point in time, what are you expecting? You're allowing the out to be there. You're not owning up. That's not leadership. That's like, man, IKF getting office right now. I didn't realize I'm screwing out of $250,000. Get in that damn lineup. Instead, you ask him, you put it on him, and that's what I said, like, yesterday. Like, you're allowing him to say, "I'm either going to be a me guy right now or a team guy." Don't put that on the player. That's just poor leadership.
Yeah, I'm with you, and this is a situation where it's tough not knowing everything involved, because, like, you're just hearing what answers we're getting after the fact, right? So I mean, it's yeah, like, what was that conversation actually like? What did they know? And they did this. Was this plan that, hey, you know what, you weren't going to play today anyways? Like, I don't know. I don't know any of that, and we may never know. But yeah, it's just crazy that it happened again. That's all. I don't even really have any ill will towards it, because, like, let's be like, Isiah Kiner-Falefa probably didn't deserve to start 6 games in a row, right? But that's what he would have had to have done to reach that incentive. But you put, like, I mean, let's say if he would have sat on Saturday and
Mhm.
he was in the lineup on Sunday and he missed his plate appearance bonus by 4 appearances, we wouldn't really have thought anything of it. He got a regular day off. Like, you're not going to play. You're fine not having him in the lineup every day anyway. So, like, if he just falls short more organically, I guess, than just, like, not playing on game 162, I'm this isn't even really a thought, I think. So it's just that the fact that it's the Pirates, it's the fact that this just happened in the last week, and then the fact that it happened again, it's strange. I put something out on Twitter last night saying, like, you should probably know your players' incentives, as like a manager, because you manage them as people. You should know, like, where they're at towards their bonuses and performance incentives and things like that. Like, I know I'm a manager of people at my job, and I always know how much they need to hit the next incentive or bonus or whatnot. Um, Now, Pitt City, what also brings up a good point here that, didn't really cross my mind last night. He says he doesn't want his coaches to know the incentives. And I also see that side too. So I'm kind of
Mhm.
playing both sides here, because yeah, I don't necessarily want my managers coaching to performance bonuses, right? I want my coaches coaching to win baseball games or to develop players. I don't want coaches saying, "Oh, hey, you're this many plate appearances shorter, you're this many innings shorter, you're this many games finished short." I don't really want my coaches to be managing to those situations in a competitive atmosphere. You know what I mean? So I understand both points here.
You know what? I do understand his point because like you don't want your coach to be jaded. If you don't know, you have the ignorance that you're 100% playing to win, you would assume, right? But I guess on the other side of that is if you are jaded over bonuses, get the hell off my team. Like okay, so let me put back on you, Jim. Manage your people, as you said, right? Same here. If you are aware of people's bonuses, are you managing different? And if so, like, are you a true leader then also? I guess that's where I'm coming from. Like I get that side of it too, but the same sense, like that shouldn't be an issue for you. And if it is, it's like we're going back to this early part of the rebuild. Like if you're actually not managing to win, if you're managing to tank, get off my team now. You're a loser. So regardless, like I do get that side of it too, but you should be above that. So to the point of like the manager knowing, like, yes, like this also leadership style, like this should be something to essentially like celebrate as well. Like, hey, and he showed around the clubhouse, IKF is getting his $250,000 bonus today because he is going to complete his incentive of 400 or 500 plate, whatever it was. Was it 400 again? I forget now. Has to be 400 because he was injured.
It's 500 plate appearances.
It was 500. Oh yeah, 496. That's right. Yeah, like that's almost something to kind of celebrate, to show everyone else in the room, like, hey, there's something to celebrate. This man is getting paid. Look what he's done. A fine season, however you want to word it. Like that's an opportunity for you to do that, to show leadership in the clubhouse. And instead, what you do is, oh man, I don't even know you're getting paid. I have no idea. You get money? No, I forgot. My bad. Do you want it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I screwed you over. Do you want it? Oh, you say no? Okay, fine. I guess no. Well, what are you doing? That just bothers me. Like I said, like I give so much respect to IKF. He saw it the night before. He stayed quiet. Hey, you guys said you want to get the young guys in there. I understand. It's cool. When they realize they begin the office, you know what? No, it's cool. Like I'm already mentally checked out. We only have an hour left of the game now. When he finally realized, which by the way, did they realize because of you, Jim?
The timing, I mean, I knew because of Ethan, right? So we got to make sure Ethan gets his credit, Ethan Houlihan. So like he tweeted out an hour before lineups. He made it known that IKF was 4 plate appearances shy. So then I saw the lineup. I didn't see IKF, and I was like, "Oh my god, they did this again." So I threw out a tweet, and yeah, it got a pretty good amount of run, I'd say. And then it was 30 minutes after that the quotes started dropping about how they approached IKF.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know if anybody was going to do anything unless like someone found out.
Again, it's just weird. And right at that point in time, like I'm not ready to play. Just go ahead and do it.
It's a game
You've
before.
already made it. Yeah. Go ahead and do it. So that's why I said, like, I give IKF so much respect of being the team guy, not saying a word about it, not complaining, whatever. And like he positioned it like, hey, I was injured this year and this and that. Like, if that never happened, we're not even in this position today. And I get that. But we are in this position today. You are just 4 away. Celebrate that. Like, go ahead and get that. Don't short someone of 4 plate appearances. You basically got that incentive. So make the incentive happen.
Yeah, no, it's
twice in a row, 4 plate appearances, Jim.
That's just the irony of it, right? Is it happened twice in a 6-day span.
Yep.
After it blew up in their face the first time, and then it happened again.
Yep. Now, just to put it out there to make things fair as well, unlike the Rowdy one, because he was in Toronto, the Pirates didn't even have to foot the entire bill. It would have been split between the Blue Jays and the Pirates as well.
Yeah, I think the Pirates would have
Still.
been on the hook for basically half of it is what it would
Mhm.
have come down to.
Yep. So, yeah, we don't need to go too much deeper, I guess, into that, but I definitely had some things to say, and that's it. Like I said before, it didn't seem intentional. But Rowdy was clearly intentional. This one didn't seem as
Yes, I
intentional,
think Rowdy's was, yeah.
which is a whole nother issue. So, and again, putting it on him to make the decision, that's just poor leadership in my eyes.
Yeah. No,
All right.
I'm with you. It was odd. I think that was probably the thing that rubbed me off the most is that they didn't apparently he didn't know this at all. And like when you're that close, you should know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need to manage to it, but you should know.
Yep. Sure. You know where everyone's at. Today's the 30th of the month. I'm sure you know where everyone's at, where they need to hit their goals, what they need to do.
Yeah, I'm a sales
Anyways,
manager on the 30th of the month of the last day of a quarter. I know where everybody's at. Yeah.
right. Anyways, so let's move on from there. So, like we said, the season's over. Kind of generally talk about some things. Of course, we have a lot of offseason to talk, a lot of time to talk about this year. But let's start with this. So now that the season is done, what is the very first thing you want to see from the Pittsburgh Pirates? Besides paying out IKF's bonus anyways.
Yeah, this is a tough question. I threw this out on Twitter last night too, and I got 285 responses. And I was hoping to do like a word cloud type thing with all the responses, um, using some form of AI, but AI apparently isn't smart enough to do that. So what's the
Mm,
point of AI then? Um, but
unintelligence.
yeah, seriously. That doesn't seem like that difficult of a task, right? But it's a lot of sell the team. It's a lot of fire Shelton. It's a lot of fire Charrington. There's a whole lot of that stuff. I think at the end of the day, you got to look at now. If it were me, I would just clean house. I don't think that's going to happen, so I'm not even going to go that route. But I think the major league coaching staff certainly needs a complete overhaul from first and third base coach all the way up to the manager and everybody in between.
Hmm.
This is a team that went 76 and 86 last year. They did it with basically two starting pitchers the entire second half of the year. They did it without O'Neal Cruz, who went down 2 weeks into the season. So you fast forward to this season and you had a healthy O'Neal Cruz the entire year. You had Paul Skeens come up mid-May, and then from day one, immediately became the best pitcher in baseball. You had that get added to your team. You had Jared Jones come up and just pitch lights out, like Jacob DeGrom, Spencer Strider type numbers his first month, the things he was doing. So you kind of had that young starting pitcher emerge. He didn't play the entire season. He tapered off a little bit, but you got improvement to the starting rotation that you weren't expecting, I think is safe to say. Then you went out there and you got a marquee free agent for your bullpen. You signed a major league free agent for first base. You signed a major league free agent at catcher. You signed a major league free agent in the outfield. You traded for a corner bat during the offseason. So like you had all these additions. You went out there and made additions to this team, both internally and externally, to make them a significantly better roster on paper.
Right.
And it resulted in the exact same record. So I know a lot of things contributed to that, but when you add all those things, particularly Skeens and a full season of Cruz, like those are two very impactful things. Those are your number one pitching. That's your number one most valuable pitcher being added to the team, and your number one most valuable hitter being added to the team. So when you add a best hitter and a best pitcher and you don't get better, We got problems. And I think that starts with, like I said, the entire staff. I don't think Oscar Marine's done a terrible job, but like just get rid of everybody. Clean house, all new coaches. Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
I don't even want internal people filling them. I don't want anybody who has like the stench of the Pittsburgh Pirates organization coaching anyone on this team at the major league level going forward. Bring in all outside people.
With you, buddy. I've warmed up to Oscar Marine a bit, especially from where we started. Our relationship has grown a little bit stronger. but if he has to be a casualty in this, then it is what it is. You know, I would be okay if he stayed. You know, I'm not going to be upset that Oscar Marine is still here. But if he is not, I'm not going to be upset that they axed him. I think everything has to go as well. Derek Shelton has to. Again, is he? I don't feel like he is. And if he is going to stay, then absolutely everyone needs to act. Like that needs to be his scapegoat. That needs to be his way of saying it ain't me. Because if you're gonna run it back, I don't see any improvement. I don't see like why you would do that. You talked about Cruz and Skeens. If we're going by Baseball Reference, which again, like we like to use Baseball Reference when it comes to act like that uses actual events more or less than like, you know, FIP and whatnot. So 2.5 WAR for Cruz, 6 WAR for Skeens, 8.5 WAR between the two of them. You gained 8.5 WAR this season between those guys. 8.5 wins essentially, because Cruz wasn't there last year, and you had like Alika Williams playing shortstop for how long and whatnot. And again, Paul Skeens just comes. He's just added. You plop him into this rotation. 8.5 wins between the two. Same record. Same record. That's just those two we're talking of. And again, like you're supposed to have improvement, development, right? Brian Reynolds had a fantastic year. You had those two. Jared Jones comes in, and you thought like Jared Jones probably could be a rotation piece. That's where we're at. Probably could be a rotation piece. And he was doing stuff the first month you mentioned, DeGrom and Strider. So Jared Jones has a really good season, right? Cut short a bit, but a really good season. Mitch Keller essentially has the exact same season.
Yeah.
Falter improves. Luis Ortiz improves. Like it's crazy as there was actual like improvements on the pitching side as well to make you better. That was the crazy thing. We were so worried about starting pitching because how's it going to hold up? Who's going to be there? And it improved. It's the strength. You add $30-some million in free agents to come into town to help you out. Like you said, Aroldis Chapman, you spent $10.5 million on one player. That's a marquee, a reliever. Same record. That's disappointing. That's the disappointment. You have so much more talent. So I know we put a lot on Charrington and like certainly deserves it, but he did technically make the team better this year. So if you had more talent than you had the year before, it's got to be coaching, right? And we talked about this time and time again. Like I know there's players have to have some ownership. I understand that too. But I guess my side is if it's so many players having these issues, is it the players?
I think it is the players, right? But I also
I think
think
there's two sides to that coin.
but I agree. I think coaching certainly plays a part in some of this, right? Like why is it that Jack Sawinski took that big of a step back? Was it a coaching thing? Was it an organizational thing that like they went through and did this? But I mean, at the end of the day, Andy Haynes, you're in charge of your hitters, and that was a disaster. Right field in general, we talk about WAR being added to the team. Right field in general this season, just a complete disaster. Edward Olivares, negative 0.9 WAR. Jack Sawinski, negative 1.1 WAR. Brian De La Cruz, after being acquired at the deadline, negative 1.1 WAR. You had negative 3.1 WAR out of Edward Olivares, Jack Sawinski, and Brian De La Cruz. That just cancels out everything that your one good outfielder, Brian Reynolds, gives you. Like you basically are just You're canceling him out. You're saying, okay, well, Brian Reynolds, you're doing all this, but yeah, your corner outfielders on the other side, they're just gonna just erase everything that you're doing
Can I
with how bad
interject
they
right
are.
there? Also with that, so Jack Swinski wasn't a trade. A prospect came over. You finished developing him, and he had a solid season last year, even though it was really weird. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it was a solid season, right? You made 2 trades. You went out to acquire talent as well, 2 times to make that spot better. And both of those players, not that Edward Olivares was like a fantastic player by any means, but both of those players that you traded for became the worst version of themselves.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, I mean,
Why?
everybody you brought in was bad, plain and simple. Michael A. Taylor was bad. Isiah Kiner-Falefa, once you got him,
His
bad.
worst
Rowdy
season.
Tellez, bad. Olivares, bad. Brian De La Cruz, bad. The only ones who did better, I mean, Yasmani Grandal ended up with a pretty decent season. Joey Bart, those two, like your catchers, ended up being a strength of this team. After Davis kind of started off being a disaster, which another story of a guy who just had never figured it out. But Grandal and Bart, 2.6 WAR combined between the two of those guys. Someone asked here, who's the odd man out at catcher right now? I think it's Henry Davis. Like Henry Davis is if the 2025 season started tomorrow and you had to pick your 2 catchers on the roster, I'm going Bart and Endy.
Yeah, that's tough. It's just tough because Henry Davis has had another opportunity to show, hey, can you be a major leaguer, and failed this year. And Andy Rodriguez was injured, and you still don't know about him at all. I think there's more hope with Endy, of course, but they both could be in the same situation. They both could just not be it.
Yeah. I think Endy has at least shown that he's fully capable of being a backup catcher in Major League Baseball. Can he be more than that? That's what we need to find out. But I mean,
That's
if
fair.
Endy goes out there and plays decent defense and has a 70 weighted runs created plus, you take that out of a backup catcher,
That's fair. He definitely has better catching skills. So if
Yeah.
anything, he's got that. You're more comfortable. You can't be hopefully I'm an okay catcher and a terrible hitter. You can at least be like, hey, I'm a good catcher and I can't hit and be in the game as a backup. So yeah, that's fair. But at any rate, that's just my biggest, biggest issue. Like the coaching has to go. This isn't the absolve Charrington, but this team should have been better. He did, in my eyes, he improved the talent on the team, and it went nowhere. So with that being said, they have to go. I mean, we've been complaining about Andy Haynes for how long as well, and just the hitting side is just absolutely abysmal. What was it, 27th? I think again this year. I believe it was 27th. I could look at it again. But like, how are you bottom 5 every single year?
28th.
So okay, so hold on. It was 27 last year, was it not? Did they get worse? They had to have. Actually, it's not even that shocking.
They got worse. They were 26th last year.
Okay. So
they also went from a 90 weighted runs created plus last year to 86 this year.
Okay. Yeah. Why am I shocked then? So you didn't even stay stagnant hitting wise. You added talent to this team.
And you got worse.
Again, O'Neal Cruz came back. Not that O'Neal Cruz just went off this year. He had a fine season though. 10%, I think 110 weighted runs created plus. I think he ended at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just how do you get worse? Brian Reynolds had a really good season. The catcher position, like last year, there was Austin Hedges at catcher for how long? You had Joey Bart and again Yasmani Grandal actually ended up with a fine season. It was terrible at the first part. This one just at the it wasn't like Rowdy. Like Rowdy had that fire second half, and he still wasn't Yasmani was like a 94 weighted runs created plus. Like as a catcher too, like that's solid.
You take that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you went down. And again, like that right field position. And this isn't just like Henry Davis didn't figure it out this year. Edward Olivares was what we talked about. Like the defense is sus. It's not good, but he can at least handle a bat. There's actually some hope that he could be a decent hitter, for some power. He got worse. Brian De La Cruz, and again, didn't want him. Didn't like the trade. But he's way better than what he's shown. So like once again, like how do you not develop guys to hit? And how do you come and take guys that have shown they can hit to some level and then become the worst version of themselves? So we talk about like, is it on the player? Like, yeah, there's definitely some ownership on the players here, but like, why does this always happen? There has to be some level of coaching. Absolutely.
Yep. So it sounds like we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Coaching staff. I'm with you. Like Oscar Marine's the one guy where I would be comfortable bringing back. But I think if you're going to clean house, you just clean house and start fresh. But yeah, everybody else, I don't need to see him anymore. And so I would go a step further and I would get rid of the general manager as well. I just don't think that's going to happen. But
it's not.
I would do that too. You are seeing a lot of front office changes though. So
yeah,
there is change happening in that aspect.
Yep. Which, by the way, they replaced Vizcaino yesterday or 2 days ago. Well, the source is out there. I guess it hasn't been confirmed. They've announced it, whatever. But Max Quan. So yeah, we've already seen some departure of positions, and now we're starting to see them getting filled. But yeah, like that's certainly not enough. That's a start, right? There definitely needs to be some improvement on the international side. We've been talking about that. So here's a change there. That's not going to be anything you're going to see results with in the near future. That's going to be like a, hey, in 5 years, 6 years from now, what do we have type of thing. But okay, at least that began. And yeah, for the immediate improvements, I'm with you. We need to see some changes with coaching for sure. So there it is. All right, Jim.
I agree. And those are moves that you can make any day now. Like they could come today. We could hear something today on that.
Yeah. Could have heard it yesterday.
I mean, how about before we get to the next part, let's say about our sponsor of Starbucks for the entire season. So Chris Gates Fitness has been a brand new he's offering a brand new coaching service right now that's designed specifically for sports fans like you. It's the online fitness training camp. Training camp is a low-cost monthly fitness membership program designed specifically for sports fans. And at this time of the year, it's the perfect program to help you stay consistent and reach your health and fitness goals amidst tailgating, football season, and more. If you're ready to elevate your health and fitness goals and do it with a group of like-minded people looking to support and encourage each other, you have to check this out. Been doing the fitness program for about 2 months now. It's been really good. I'm down like 14 pounds in 2 months. So yeah, I'm trying to get into spring training with the best shape of my life story here. But customized monthly workout programs will help you build muscle, burn fat, feel more athletic, and access to live Q&As with Chris, exclusive community support, and more will help hold you accountable and work you towards your goals. Training camp members also compete in fitness challenges each month, as well as sports challenges like weekly football pick'em in the fall, where Chris gives out free prizes like home gym equipment, supplements, free one-on-one coaching calls, and more. Also, if you join this week and use the code Starbucks, you'll get 50% off your first month. So don't miss out. Visit chrisgatesfitness.com/training camp. Click the link in the description and start your journey today.
There it is.
There we go.
I'm ready for the best shape of your life too. We're going to have so many games and contests to play as well, so you better. Because the trash talking has already began.
Ooh. I'm ready.
We're having a dunk contest, if you didn't know.
You know what? If you put the hoop down, I mean, I could never dunk in my life. I'm 6'2", but like I don't have hops. Let's be real here. I can like in my heyday, I could touch the rim. I couldn't dunk. But I think if you lowered it to about 8 feet right now, that would be a good dunk contest. I could do something there.
Can Tyler dunk on 8 foot though?
Ooh, Tyler might not be. He might not be.
He might not be a good
that. Yeah.
So I could, not in high school, but after high school, unfortunately, I could dunk. but I haven't attempted in a long time. I don't even know. I feel confident I could probably still touch rim, but I don't know. That's weird. Anyways,
Yeah.
Let's get to our next spot here.
Yeah.
As every year, Alex Stumpf from MLB.com does his Sporcle quiz. Name every player that played for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, luckily for us, this time we don't have like 83 of them. Yes, that's exaggeration. Last year was ridiculous. We don't have as many to do.
How many do we have this year?
I don't remember. Someone made a comment here. 56, I think.
Okay. All right.
Nolan
so
got
Nolan's at
44
of 56.
Ugh, terrible.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a
Probably
fun
fan.
This is gonna be a fun exercise. 56
Well,
players. I don't know. I feel like
it'd be
we can clear
sad, too.
50. I feel like we can clear 50. Easy. I think we can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I might be overconfident. No, I mean, we
Yeah,
should.
no, I might be too. I think we can clear 50. So yeah, let's give this a go.
All right. Oh, do you have the Sporcle quiz?
I don't have it up. I thought this was gonna be you.
I don't.
All right, I can bring it up.
I don't know because I think you've done it every year. I was assuming you were.
I got it.
All
I got it. Let me find Alex's tweet here that he had the link for. Okay. Boom.
You got it?
Yeah, I've got it. All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna have to talk this out good. So if you're listening on the podcast, you know, you can see it. But yeah, 56. There's a 10-minute timer. 10-minute timer. But again, we'll talk through this so that we're good. See if I can get rid of that there. All right. We're up. So I like kind of going position by position here. I feel like that's the easiest way to go. So let's just start with catcher. So we got Grandal. We've got Bart. We've got Davis. And we've got Cook.
And Delay. Don't forget my man.
All right.
That's it,
I
right?
think that's it as far as catchers go. All right. First base, we had Rowdy. We had Connor Joe.
Technically,
okay,
Billy
Connor
Cook,
Joe's there. All right. We had Connor Joe. We had, let's just go ahead and throw Billy Cook played some first base. And let's just throw Triolo in there.
Okay.
I don't know if he did, but I think that knocks out everybody there. All right. Second base. Gonzalez. Oh, we got double Gonzalez. We got Marco too.
Thanks, Alex.
So Nick Gonzalez, Triolo, we already said.
Alika.
The Alika Williams. Did that take? Yep. Okay. Alika is in there. I wonder if I can. No, we're good there. Okay. Who else played second this year? Did Garrett play any
Triolo,
second? Okay.
Figueroa.
Kiner-Falefa.
Oh, yeah.
We did Triolo. Any other second baseman? I can't think of any at the moment. Shortstop Cruz.
And that's it.
We named Alika. We named IKF. Yeah, I think that is everybody. Hayes at third. Anyone else?
So I think we're good on the infield.
Yeah, I think that might be.
Because IKF and Gonzalez play there too, but
I think that might be the infield there. All right, so then we go outfield, left field, Reynolds. York. We met with Nick York.
Oh shoot! Yes.
Let me make sure that took. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Reynolds, York, Cook played left field. We got him already. Then we've got to do. McKinney was out there for a little bit. Let's just throw in
Jack,
De La Cruz, Sawinski, Olivares. We talked about
Matt,
Michael A. Taylor. Any other Alpha? Oh, Bay. Reynolds. Taylor. Oh, Palacios.
Yep.
We're 25 position players. I'm trying to think of any other outfielders. Did anybody else just get like a cup of coffee? They didn't call up Kanan Smith and Jigba didn't get called up this year, right?
Oh, no.
No.
Wait.
I don't think he did. I don't think he
No.
played at all. Yeah.
God,
and then
I don't think he did either now. But I felt like
Yeah.
there was like a day or something he was there, but no.
Yeah. No Gorski, no.
Mm.
Trying to think of any other Indianapolis Indians players here. Was there a
No
there
weird
was
waiver
no
claim.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else. And there was no like feel good story position player this year, right? I think it was
No,
all
but there
kind of
was for a
pitchers.
pitcher.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, the feel good
Feigl.
stories. Feigl.
I don't know how you spell it.
Feigl. How do you spell Feigl? Oh, you know what? Ryan in here. Don't forget DH. We almost forgot
Kutch.
Andrew McCutcheon. That would have been bad. Thank you, Ryan. I would have forgot that. That was oh my gosh, that's terrible. Okay, so we got like 5 minutes left here to get the pitchers. So we got 30 players left.
Did Feigl take
all
it?
the position? No, I don't. It's not. I don't know how to.
Nolan says Feigl.
Feigl. Yeah, like that's not taking. It was Brady, right? Brady Feigl.
I think Brody.
Right. I feel like because we've got the name
Say
right.
that.
So okay. All right.
Okay. Obviously Mitch.
All right. So yeah, let's go rotation. Keller,
Paul,
Skeens, Jones,
Jared,
Falter, Ortiz, Perez,
Priester
with the start.
We already got
Burrows.
Gonzalez.
They just called up. We got Gonzalez.
Yep.
Okay, Nolan says it's in as Feigl, Feigel. Yep, there it is.
Okay. Boom.
Okay, starters. Any other starters that we are missing?
Like true starter, right? Because I'm not going to do opener, the relievers. I think that was it.
I said Jones, right? Yep. Okay. Jones, Keller, Perez, Gonzalez, Ortiz, Falter, Priester. Was there any like just spot start? Yeah, there was Woodford.
There was, but what? Oh yeah,
Jake Woodford.
I was thinking, yeah, he was not a reliever.
I think that was it there though. Okay, bullpen: Bednar, Holderman, Chapman, Santana, Majinski. Let's go lefties. Barucki, Beeks, Joey Wentz. There was another guy that we had. Dalton Jeffries.
Dodgers.
Jose Hernandez.
Yes.
And then Brent Honeywell.
Honeywell. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
Any other? Who were like some call-ups mid-year? There's got to be a few here. Isaac Matson.
Yeah, I was going to throw names. Rowan Z.
Okay. Contreras. Yep.
We're at 49.
All right. Oh, someone in the comments here, Ben Heller.
I would have been okay missing that one.
Yeah.
I'd have been okay getting 55 out of 56.
We got 2 minutes left. We need 6 more. We're at 50. Ryder Ryan. Now the comments are helping us out.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Kyle Nicholas. We're missing a B. We're missing an S. We're missing a B and an S. And then probably some F's or G's maybe. Hunter Stratton. The chat is helping out here big time.
Stop it, guys. I can't. I'm hiding this chat right now.
I've got
screen
Pagero. Oh, Ryan here with Brouhaha. Justin Brule. Remember Justin Brule?
Okay. I absolutely forgot that person existed.
How do you
That's certainly one I probably would never have gotten.
Brule. How do you spell it? It's not.
There is an H.
It is. That's the B, though.
Isn't it Bruihl?
Bruihl. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Nolan, with the assist. All right, 45 seconds. We need 2 more. 2 more. Who are we missing?
They've got to be pitchers, right?
I would think they have to be
overthinking?
pitchers. And it's either F or G. Wenda here in the comments. Domingo Herman.
I also have been okay with getting 54.
Yeah, I would have been okay missing those ones too. All right, we got 1 more, 10 seconds. I don't know. I don't know this one. Who's gonna? Time's up. Josh Fleming. We missed Josh.
Oh
Fleming.
Man, I'm disappointed how we missed Fleming.
Oh, I think we did all right though.
That's one we should have got.
Yeah, we did okay there though.
We did okay.
Jamie asked if we had Cook, which we did. Yeah. So I mean, hey, 55 of 56. That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad.
Now we did get some help. So like there was some help there with the chat. So I think that I mean we would have missed McCutcheon. We would have missed McCutcheon. That would have been.
You know what's funny is we would have, because we would have, just like right now, like the infield's safe. It's got to be a pitcher. We would have kept thinking pitcher. So tip for next year, remember DH is a position.
Yeah, and remember Kutch.
But okay. So again, like looking back at this though, it wasn't as brutal as like years past. Again, most of the players are deserving to be on this list. Sure, there's still some of your brouhahas, but you know, like last year, I felt like there was 10 of those.
Yeah, I feel like if we would have gotten no help from the chat, we probably would have gotten 50. That's probably about right.
Yeah.
Maybe 49. But hey, yeah, that's not a bad showing. Not a bad showing.
Nope. So there's your 2024 Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pitt City, what? Every year seeing these players makes me remember why we stink. Yeah, anytime you're using 30 pitchers in a season, I don't think that's a good thing.
How about the Marlins, though? At least
I don't know what the norm. I don't know what the norm is, but 30 can't be good.
Marlins used a ton of pitchers this year, and again, ironically, the team that had pitching.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was not gonna say it was fun, but that thing happened. It was fun.
Good exercise. Yeah,
it was fun.
I think we did. I think we did pretty good.
And hopefully, for some of those players, that's the last time we have to mention their name.
Yes.
Hopefully, for some,
I would imagine it actually will be the last time we mention a lot of those players' names. I'm never gonna say Justin Brule's name again in my life.
I'm telling you, don't relax. Maybe you will. Calm down. Let's hope. But anyway,
Jamie says, are we taking over under 56 players next season?
that's tough because I honestly think like too, even like on a good year, like there wasn't too many like major injuries and stuff this year. You know, like how many pitchers like really hit the IL?
That's true. I
Not
feel
a
like they
ton.
were.
Like I
Yeah,
could see over and like being okay with it. You know, it's not like, oh my God, all these terrible players. Well, this person got injured, that person got injured, you know, stuff happens. Um I'll say over. I'll play the odds. I'll say over.
I think the
Hopefully.
odds would suggest over is safe.
Yeah.
You definitely want to see under though. Sure. But yeah, I agree. I think for the most part, I think they did an okay avoiding the injury bug. You know, they had 2 starting pitchers pretty much miss the year between Oviedo and Marco Gonzalez. You know, Marco pitched a couple games, but
But
for the
Oviedo was
better,
even
yeah, but like for the better part of the season, yeah, they missed the year. There weren't really too many other like season-ending injuries on the pitching staff
right.
when you
Say
compare
most
it
of the
to other
season ending
teams.
stuff happened before the season. So they weren't even on. Like Indy wasn't on there. Oviedo wasn't on
Right.
there.
Yep.
Moretta wasn't on there.
Yeah, 56 though, it still seems high. Maybe
Again,
not.
not for the right reasons though.
Yeah. I guess you got to assume like your like you use so many just like that 7th and 8th spot in your bullpen just is constant turnover.
Yep. Well, does that wrap up our shows for today?
I think it does.
Cool. Wasn't as depressing.
No, that was good. That was good.
Right.
Season's
So,
it's officially the off season. Officially the off season.
like it's weird to not say, so we'll be back tonight or tomorrow night for a post game show. Like that's it. We're in off season mode. We still have shows, but like we'll be back again for NS9 Live. Hey, NS9 Lives are on Wednesdays now. Again, because Roger Goodell made us. So we're back to Wednesday. So it's not that big of a gap. And then on Fridays, going forward, we have a show every week as well. This week's The Point. It's going to alternate between The Point. And again, if you haven't heard, it's a game show style, like Around the Horn. This week's going to have Bucko Banner on and Noah Howes. And then the week after is another new show, The Sicko Sound Off, which Jim, tell them about that a little bit here again.
Yeah, I mean, Sicko Sound Off is going to be it's going to be a call-in show. So anybody who's listening to this, anybody who's watching, it's your chance to come on the show and talk about whatever you want to talk about. So yeah, join the Discord. That's where we'll be able to. That's where we'll go in there and pick, who's gonna come on the show. But we'll pick 3 to 4 people every show, and I said that you come on, talk about whatever you want.
There it is. And then October 16th, but tonight I'll put out the nominations on Twitter for the Fanboy Awards, and NS9 Jeopardy's coming back. And that man right there who just made a comment, Ryan, is going to host it. So fun stuff. And if you want to be on NS9 Jeopardy as a guest as well, same thing. Join our Discord. Make sure you're in there. We'll be able to select the 3 contestants every month that's going to join. So I think tentatively right now we're thinking the first week of October for the first show of NS9 Jeopardy. So yeah, off-season mode, fun stuff still ahead of us. And what's more exciting is we're making it more bigger for you guys to be part of it as well. So I'm excited. Jim's excited. Let's get out of here. We'll see you guys Wednesday night. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.